Ready? Wait,
Hey, you know what?
Proclamations to read?
Hey, Alex, you should say we'll swear you in at the end of the meeting. Make everybody stay there. So how's it out there? Good? How's your wife? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you. How you doing?
We were here, so we came out.
And that's,
Okay, ready, everybody ready?
good.
All right. This meeting is being held in accordance with Public Laws of 1975, Chapter 231. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by notice sent to the Star Ledger, the local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the Township website. May I ask everybody to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance as led by David Penna.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I ask that we all remain standing for a moment of silence to honor those serving abroad. Thank you.
He goes that count.
I didn't use one, mind you.
Neither did I.
And may I now ask the clerk to call the roll.
Okay, Mayor Weber is on his way. Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Present.
Committeeman Cafferty.
Here.
Committeewoman Dubois.
Here.
Committeeman Huber.
Here.
Okay.
Oh, everybody's present? Hey, I'm getting used to this, Mayor, over here. We'll move on to proclamations and announcements. First up, of course, is the Memorial Day Parade, which is Monday, May 31st. I believe we have Miss Kasmark in the auditorium if she would step on up to say a few words and announce it. We thank you for that.
Thank you. So Jerry Ann Casmore, 128 Short Hills Avenue. We are again doing a Memorial Day Parade. We've got Kane University's bringing the trolleys. I'm also, besides doing the parade, I'm also exalted ruler over at the Elks Lodge in Springfield. And we will provide, again, hot dogs and a drink at the end of the parade, which is at Jonathan Dayton. So I know maybe somebody had heard that it was at Town Hall, but, you know, we're driving you over to the high school. All right? So we hope that anybody who hasn't responded, I've heard from the softball team, actually the girls softball team is going to have an exhibition game at the turf field at the high school. And I know the veterans, David tells me that the veterans are all excited. They can't wait. And we have a nice program. Jonathan Dayton Marching Band is going to be there. They always do a great job. They have a little bit change in their repertoire, which is nice. And we also have Katie Hodick singing. And so we're looking forward to a great parade. We hope everybody comes out. Whether it's to line the parade route, because people really do love to see their grandchildren, their kids marching. It's great for the kids, too, to see their parents on the sidelines, not just to walk with them. So we ask, and we're encouraging parents, go on the sidelines, let your kid have a little opportunity. It's a really short parade route. They're not going anywhere. And so that would be great. And I think we've got some cars coming, too. Whoever comes, we'll just all make it happen.
It's good to have it back.
Good
to have it back.
Thank you, Jerry.
No, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for, of course, planning it. You certainly volunteer your time. Once again, it's Monday, May 31st. The ceremony will commence at 10 a.m. and followed by the parade. In case of rain, the ceremony will be held in Chisholm. All are invited to march in the parade ending at Jonathan Dayton, as we said. Our next announcement, twice a week garbage pickup will begin after Memorial Day as follows: Monday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Friday. So that will be Monday or Thursday, or Tuesday and Friday. Twice a week garbage is back. I know you're all excited about that.
Sounds like a garage band.
It's back and better than ever.
Twice a week garbage is back, live at Town Hall.
Keeping up with that tradition, we go with the town-wide garage sale, which is going to be Saturday, June 12th, and Sunday, June 13th, followed by bulk pickup on Wednesday, June 16th. Please register for the garage sale on the
I know, I can't
Township
wait.
website. So,
I love bulk
we'll
pickup.
continue with bulk and and the garbage announcements.
You don't want to get.
Very exciting stuff. Adulthood brings new and exciting things to get excited about.
Everybody, the June Senior Citizens Club calendar is out again. So if anybody who is a senior, if you haven't already gotten it, it's out, and I believe on the website. And they have a bunch of activities, full slate of activities. Make sure you go and vote. Primary election day is Tuesday, June 8th, and the polls are open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. There, of course, is another vote-by-mail drop box in the rear of Chisholm Community Center by the entrance. The box is emptied daily by the Union County Board of Elections. So if you're not voting in person, make sure you get request your ballot and do it by mail.
Alex.
Easier than ever.
One thing, is someone voting in the library this year?
Yes, they are.
Or,
Districts 1, 2, and 3, and they have already gotten
Okay, I just wanna make
postcards,
sure,
because
'cause
I
I
got
know-
mine.
I got a post.
I know library. Okay, thank you.
Hey, I know you're all excited, and we're so used to Tuesdays being the committee day, but our next Township Committee meeting is Wednesday, June 9th. It's going to be a Wednesday, and it's going to be at 7 p.m. the same time.
Mr. Deputy Mayor, while you are, I presume, switching out with the mayor because he is here, I just have 3 quick announcements.
Go right ahead.
First, I'd like to welcome, on behalf of the Township Committee, I'd like to welcome Miss Tammy Lewis, who's our new Assistant Library Director. She started, I believe, 2 weeks ago. We're very excited to have her as an addition. Also, speaking of the library, we are also proud to announce, as the mayor's representative to the Library Board of Trustees, that they are ready to move forward and be fully open as of this Friday. Curbside pickup and drop-off will continue, but as of this Friday, it is open. Please consult the website for the hours. They are respectfully requesting, however, that when it does come to the children's department, since there's obviously going to be people there that are less than 12 years old or younger, that all people that are visiting the children's library to have their masks on. Other than that, please consult the website for additional information. And finally, on behalf of the Township Committee, I want to congratulate our Recreation Director, Adam Leib, who was presented the NJRPA Association Service Award, which is awarded to recipients who reflect high professional values and have rendered contribution through outstanding service to the profession, distinctive service to the association, and conspicuous service to their constituency on a national, state, or local level. And I can't say enough about Adam and Brendan and the team. It is a recognition that we are happy to have him get, and it's well deserved.
And speaking of recreation, I want to thank Adam and the team and a lot of the volunteers, especially the Softball Booster Club. On June 6th, we're having what is going to be named the Duel for Dells coach, Delalave, over at Dayton. Anybody who might know her story right now, she's battling breast cancer, and Adam helped. I had an idea to help. We have a lot of coaches that are former players, that are parent volunteers, and we were talking about getting a game together just for fun. And I reached out to Adam, who then reached out to all of the members of the softball board, and they really put it together. I just had an idea, and they put this event together. June 6th, we're going to have a charity event at the Dayton Field. There's going to be a skills competition. A lot of the high school girls will be involved. A lot of the high school players will be coaching and umpiring. This guy over here and myself, we're going to be drafting 2 teams that are going to battle. There's going to be an epic battle on the field with the coaches versus each other.
Where's EMS? They around right
Yeah, I already tried to
get hurt
throw
and
and my
everything,
shoulder's
so-
done. So please
Yeah.
make sure that that our first aid squad is there that day.
I will
But,
walk out injured, I know it.
Look out for some information in the next week or so as to how you can donate if you want to get a ticket to attend the event. It's going to be an awesome day on June 6th down on the turf, and it's just a testament to the volunteers, the softball program, the recreation department, and how, you know, when one of our own needs something, how we get together and we do it for them. And I think it's going to be a great event. So if you're in the area on June 6th, or I think there's going to be pre-sale tickets from what I understand. So you can purchase a ticket, come watch. You can watch us embarrass ourselves, although I don't think I'll embarrass myself. He might. So please consider coming out, supporting the high school team and their coach and everybody. So that's it. Just want to let you know.
I will gladly take one for the team on this.
Mr. Mayor, with your permission, we would like to move ahead with 3 resolutions. We have 3 promotions tonight. We have some family that are here for these promotions. I would like to make a motion for our first resolution, and that would be Resolution 2021-159. This resolution ratifies and confirms the appointment of Officer Matthew Schmidt to the position of probationary police sergeant.
Second.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to?
You want to do all three and then swear them
bring
in
them
at
up
once?
Oh, yeah.
individually?
Do them individually. Do one and then we'll swear them all in at one time.
Okay. Do you want to read the next resolution?
Oh, okay.
160.
Resolution 2021-160. This resolution ratifies and confirms the appointment of Officer Erjan Zadar to the position of probationary police sergeant.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2021-160 as read by Madam Clerk.
Second.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Resolution 2021-161. This resolution ratifies and confirms the appointment of Officer Gregory Weinstock to the position of probationary police sergeant.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve Resolution 2021-161 as read by Madam Clerk.
Second.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're going to do the swearing in.
The,
Afterwards, hang tight. We all have a few words we want to say about our new sergeants.
Pretty sure I'm not myself in this game. Oh, I'm already sore thinking about it.
Solemnly swear. Solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. The Constitution of the State of New Jersey. And that I will bear true faith and allegiance. And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. To the same. And to the government established in the United States. The government established in the United States. And in this state. In the state. Under the authority of the people. Under the authority of the people. And that I will faithfully. Impartially, and justly, perform all the duties of the office of Sergeant of Police, according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
He took it right off. That was awesome. He was like, yeah, I got this. It looks like the baby's really watching. Like she's into it. It was like perfect.
You can stick in the short track.
Draw blood.
If you don't draw blood, it doesn't count.
Segue me in.
Yeah.
Before I let the chief speak, I have to paint a picture for you of how this whole thing comes about. And it's hard. It's hard. You have to take a test. You gotta score good on the test. You've gotta be good at your job. This is not a one-dimensional promotion where you just sit there and you walk in and you go, all right, I'm good because I answered 10 questions good and that's it, and I'm going to get promoted. There's a lot of different facets to it. There's a lot of different facets for us up here. We've got to figure out how to come up with the budgetary concerns to make new sergeants. We've got to work with the chief, who's going to come up with a plan to keep his department fully staffed. We've got to work with a business administrator and a CFO who have to somehow find the money. We've got to work with my deputy mayor who's in charge of finances to come up with this. At the end, you guys are lucky. You guys have a chief who fights for his department and tries to make this the best department it can. Springfield is growing. We would like to see the department increase in the next few years. Right now, we've got, I think, 44? Yeah, 44. Make no mistake about it, I'd like to see this place at 46 to 50 within the next few years.
Hear that, Alex? Better get the money.
Good luck with that.
We've got a lot of building and everything else, but that's what I'd like to see. And it's not something that's guaranteed, but it's something that works, that we have to work at, like we worked at getting everybody promoted today. So, our BA John, our Deputy Mayor Alex, Kaiser, who sat down and was able to wiggle some numbers around, our chief, who fought to get you guys promoted, and from the five of us, we stand behind you guys fully. Go out there, be the best supervisors you can be. Remember why you took the job. I don't know you guys on a personal level. The chief's going to speak about that in a second. I just know that when you're out there, you make a difference. So thank you from us. Chief.
I thank everyone for being here tonight, supporting the guys, their fellow employees, other agencies, fire, EMS. Some of you have probably heard me speak before. Because I have 5 pages doesn't mean it's going to be a long time. It just means that the font's getting bigger so I can see it easier. So I kind of joked with the guys, that's a little bit of a roast, but it's not really. There's nothing really but good things to say. So first, and I'm probably going to read off because I don't want to leave anything out. Doesn't mean it's not from my heart because it took me 4 hours to type this stuff up, so I didn't want to leave anything out. Yes?
Microphone.
Oh, you want me to talk louder?
Yeah, can't hear you.
No, you're off. I'll tell you.
No, that's not off. All right, you know what? Now I'm going to walk the audience. Okay. All right, first, Matthew Schmidt. So in June of 2015, I received a letter and a resume from this officer who I didn't know. He's working for another agency at the time, but he's looking for different opportunities due to his living situation, et cetera. And hopefully I'm not getting you in trouble with Cherry Hill at all. But so the letter and the resume, they were very impressive, but we did not have any openings at that time. We did reach out to him, this officer who was Matt Schmidt, a few months later and set up to speak with him. That meeting, it showed that he was even more impressive in person than we felt, and we felt he'd be a great fit for our department. December of 2015, we were able to make Matt an offer of employment, and here we are today. Matt has several years of volunteer service as an EMT and as a firefighter. He has also several years of experience of being a communications officer, which benefits greatly, merging into being a police officer and now a supervisor. Matt had worked for the West Windsor Fire EMS as a firefighter and an EMT from April of 2007 through July of 2013, at which point he joined the Cherry Hill Police Department in July of 2013 until I stole him in December of 2015. And he's also still a certified EMT. Matt has been and continues to be an officer from whom other officers turn to, as his prior experience has brought him to us as a seasoned officer. Matthew is joined here tonight by his wife Kelly, son Logan, and daughter Lila. Thank you, Matt. Congratulations. Erjan Sadar. Erjan Sadar had grown up seeing how his father, Tony, looked forward to getting home from his day job and putting on his uniform to then go out and volunteer his time as an auxiliary officer for his hometown, Springfield, for which Tony had dedicated his time from 2005 until his untimely passing in July of 2011. Following in his father's footsteps, Erjan had become an auxiliary police officer with Springfield. He started by attending the Police Academy auxiliary training in December of 2010, graduating in May of 2011. At that point, a position for a Class II officer had become available about a month after he had graduated from the Auxiliary Academy, and I mentioned it to him, and he was eager to progress to that position. So only after 2 months of having finished the Auxiliary Police Academy training, which is pretty intense, it's pretty much the same thing as a full-time, you just go on a part-time basis, but it's still pretty intense. In July, Erjan went back into the academy again for another 5 months of Class II training, entering only a few days after his father passed. Erjan graduated from the Class II training in December of 2011 and worked for our department until December of 2012, at which time he was hired as a probationary officer to fill a vacancy. We in Springfield and the police department, specifically in that I represent that, we take a lot of pride in our diversification, and Erjan is the first Muslim officer in our department. From October of 2019 until December of 2020, Erjan served in the position of acting sergeant to temporarily provide a supervisory role until another sergeant's exam could be held. Joining Erjan tonight is his mother Ifer, brother Erkan, and his wife Bahar. Congratulations, Sergeant. I got 2 pages for you. 1 3/4. Gregory Wanstock. So you have to let me entertain you with a little bit of a story here. So one of the things that I appreciate being able to do in the position that I have, you get to meet people are looking to get a job, fulfill, some of them it's their dream, some of them it's just something to do. But it's a great feeling when you get somebody and you can fulfill a dream that they've had for themselves. So in December of 2014, I was vehemently debating with the powers that be, not these 5 here, but a different 5 at that point in time, because I had some vacancies. I needed to hire some officers. So I was going back and forth trying to hire 2 officers, one for an opening I had, and one for an opening that I knew was coming shortly thereafter. There were 2 candidates in the Union County Academy at the time who I felt would be a great asset to our department. I was able to get one of the 2 a few weeks before graduation, but had to fight until the day of graduation to get the approval for the other before another agency scooped them up. Obviously, I'm talking about Greg at this point. I knew what I had in him. I wanted to get him. And I knew another agency would come in and take him. So, day of graduation, I'm in the business administrator's office going at it as to why I need to get this guy and I need to get him today.
With giant boxing gloves, back and forth.
You know who it was, so yeah, it probably was boxing gloves. So I was given approval that day, and graduation started, what, maybe 4 o'clock? I'm not sure. Usually it's 4 o'clock at a theater in Rawway. So it's probably 3:15, and I get the okay to make this offer. So I quick type up a letter, rush to the police academy, and as you know, the chiefs are always invited to go. We sit up on stage, and it's really hot in there, and it's very uncomfortable, but it's a pleasure to see these guys. So I get there, I have the letter folded up, it's in my pocket, and I wanted to see him beforehand to let him know, because at that point in his mind he didn't have a job. And most of the other guys and girls in his graduating class did, for the most part. So I get there, all the recruits are already lined up in front of the theater waiting to go in, and they're in formation, and I'm trying to get his attention, but these guys have just gone through several months of intense training, and they know when you're in formation, your eyes aren't anywhere but straight ahead. So I can't get his attention. He's not looking at me. He's not looking at anybody but the head of the guy in front of him. So now I go inside. I have to sit through the entire graduation knowing that, you know, Greg was sitting out there with his fellow officers. Again, as I said, most of them had commitments already. And I'm sitting up there with this thing in my pocket knowing that he's got a commitment as well, but he doesn't know that. And that graduation, because I'm waiting to talk to him, seemed like it took forever. So after dismissal, I had to fight through the crowd because these things are pretty well attended. I finally spotted Greg with his family near the building, and I walked up to congratulate him on graduating the academy. Almost done. It's harder for me up here than it is for you. So now back to my opening line of being able to help someone fulfill a dream. And I'm telling you, watching the look on someone's face changed the way Greg's did when I pulled that letter out from my pocket and told him what it was. That's a memory that sticks with me, because that's one of those things you get to change somebody's life for a great thing that they've been, you know, striving to do. And that memory sticks with me, and I still talk about it every once in a while. So Greg's been one of our department's field training officers, and I assigned him to the county emergency response team in February of 2020, of which right now he's still a member, though that might change now that you're going to be a boss. Joining us here tonight are his wife, Michelle, who's also a first responder as a firefighter in Plainfield. Thank you for your service, because that's a tough town. No offense to Plainfield, I have plenty of friends there. His son Hunter, of whom he is a very proud dad. His parents, Nancy and Scott, his in-laws, Bill and Lori, and several other family members and friends. Sorry I didn't mention all your names, but there's a lot of you. So I'd like to thank all the family members, friends, and colleagues of all of our new sergeants who have shown up here tonight in support. Congratulations, Sergeant Schmidt, Sergeant Sadar, and Sergeant Weinstock. Thank you very much. I'm proud of you guys.
Shows up late, then takes the most pictures. Sounds like my teenage daughter at events.
Here's the down.
25, 30.
Congratulations, everyone. COVID high fives. We're keeping everybody safe.
Yeah, we're going to take a 5-minute recess. That way you guys can, I don't think anybody wants to hear about what we got going on here. So get your stuff.
Don't sell us
Hang
short.
out.
We're very entertaining.
5-minute recess.
I swear I've met his mom before, and I don't know her. She live in town? I've met her. Oh, this is killing me. I never looked at her face.
What businesses don't do it now? You gotta do it. 401k, and that's it. It's just, my brother is a retired Verona chief. His pension's over $100,000.
I didn't take any of your spot with what I did, right? All right, I was just trying to move things along, that's all.
I don't know, Alex, you were spreading. Oh, he's talking about you, Rick. Oh, thanks.
All right.
Don't worry, I might show you some
Not as hot as
online.
It's a little cool. Well, you got a jacket, so you might be different.
Online.
What?
Wait, online at a store?
Online somewhere. No, well, online, you said, oh, I'm over here.
Well, I was in Wildwood for the weekend.
That's it. Just
I took his girlfriend, although we're on the outs again.
Most of them
She got mad at me again.
How's the mood going?
Because of the silly little
How could anyone get that?
It's a little rough. Well, I got nine people to hire because we got more enrollment. My promise tomorrow.
I want to tell you something.
Oh, nice. So that's nice. Oh, so it's not you.
Good.
Just want the school year to be open. You know, 20 days.
Not bad, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice. I guess I'm feeling it right here.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have, and again, I don't have a jacket, so
Yeah.
I should start wearing a jacket. But I've been so lazy.
Just a,
My
All right, Mayor.
I don't want to be
Linda, let's go.
it's going on forever, yeah. Let's hope. Let's hope before the summer. Yeah, definitely.
This should go quick, yeah.
Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here. Hey, tell them I said hello.
Oh, I didn't see you come in. How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing, man? We can shake now. It's okay. We can do that. It's all good. How you doing?
Oh. Over that? Oh, man.
Where is it? Where'd he go?
I'm not perfect. Before the next meeting, just make sure you got everybody. I don't want to surprise them. While we talk about
Oh, okay. Okay.
Are you doing what softball game are you doing?
We're doing a fundraiser for the varsity coach because she's got breast cancer.
So we're you and your girlfriend.
When is the game?
June 6th.
Get married.
And you're playing?
I'm playing. Yeah.
Oh,
You started traveling.
I can't
That's
do
our traveling.
Sunday. That's Sunday. Where the hell is the mayor?
Really?
I just went back to the gym last week. I
God.
14 months. Diabetic. I mean, I went to see. I went to.
Where did he go?
I don't know.
I still want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
The sugar. Let's go. Meeting adjourned.
He was getting a donut.
Hey, come on.
I tried to
Chris,
stop
let's
him.
go.
Yeah, I was.
But he tried to turn in daylight.
You can hang with your
Oh,
popcorn
Michael.
later. We'll still be here.
Oh, it's so nice that you're pretending you want to stay for.
Come on.
Yeah, that's what
You're
happened.
late and you're 15 minutes.
All right.
No, we
Wait a
won't.
minute.
No, we won't. We got these.
I was told you had to be here.
Okay,
All right, here we go.
we are back in.
Public comment.
Anybody who has any public comment, you can give us a call at 973-232-4442.
On agenda.
only.
On agenda items only, sorry. On agenda items only, 973-232-4442. We have a 30-second delay.
Seconds, almost there.
Do we have any comments out here for agenda items only? Sure.
Where's the,
Wait, 1 second, hold on 1
Linda, I'll
second.
get it. Linda.
haven't touched it, but I might get it. Is it on?
Yep.
All right, agenda items only. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, no, it's about the agenda. Bob Groder, 98 Washington Avenue. Can I take this off when I'm speaking?
Yes.
Springfield. I have a question regarding the ordinance 2021-15. I was just curious what the purpose of that is for. Is that to stop people from parking on the street to take the bus to New York City, or are there other reasons?
Where are we jumping to? Hold on.
Second reading, ordinance 2021-15. It's got to do with traffic regulations with Morris
Yeah,
Avenue.
Morris Avenue.
Between Caldwell and,
Yeah, that's because the time limits that we put up were too short, so we're going to increase them.
oh, you make it
Businesses
longer.
were having a problem.
What were they previously?
I think we
1
had them
hour.
up for an hour.
Hour.
And we're
This will be
moving
2
it.
hours.
Does that mean like people that want to go to, for example, motor vehicles
No,
can?
Only if they want to go to the restaurant, have eat,
Oh,
want to go
it's
eat.
really for the Morris Avenue.
It's for the Morris
corridor.
Avenue businesses, okay.
Yeah.
That was all. I was just curious what it was for. I thought it was for people trying to
Yeah.
take the bus to New York and not pay to park.
No.
Nope.
Nope,
They do that in other towns, so.
Nope.
That was it.
not here.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We have no calls on the phone. Let's move on to our administrator's report. Mr. John Pacifico, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We'll start off with some notes from fire. Workplace harassment training has been completed. We're beginning procedures for transitioning to Mountain Valley for our communications. We've set up a traffic incident management training with our JIF, and the inspections at the pool are done. From our tax office, the tax collector's office will be mailing the estimated third quarter 2021 tax bills in early June. This bill is due by August 1st, 2021, and it must be in our office by August 10th to avoid late interest payment. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the tax office.
And they can still drop it off in front.
They can drop it off in front, or they can come in. The municipal building is open
Yeah, but at night, they can drop it off in front. I've done it before.
24/7.
That's good.
And we empty that box probably half a dozen times a day.
Yeah.
So nothing sits there. From our rec department on the pool, minor repairs have been completed to the vacuum and the ADA lift. We're refilling the engineered wood fiber in the playground. Irrigation system was turned on, minor repairs were made. Turf fertilization was complete. The concession stand has been cleaned and stocked. Finalizing the daily menu, camp menu, and catering menu for private party rentals. The YMC, the rec, and the DPW have completed most tasks prior to the health inspection and opening on Memorial Day weekend, including hiring and training of staff, member ID identification cards, new signage, pools are filled, filtering and landscaping is done. From our rec department, a couple of highlights. Chisholm Playground Camp, the morning camp has already had several weeks that are sold out. Online registration is available on Community Pass. Afternoon and end of the summer camps are also being offered, such as magic, fashion, robotics, golf, tennis, science, and multi-sports. There is a blood drive at Chisholm on Tuesday, June 1st. Volunteers are needed. You can see the posting on the Township website and our Facebook page. Senior Citizens Club will be meeting in person on Thursday, June 17th, first time in over a year, with a concert by local musicians Dave and Tom. Light refreshments will be served, and RSVP is required in advance. From our DPW department, we are continuing to move ash trees in town that are going to be attacked by the emerald ash borer. Any questions should be directed to the Department of Public Works on that. Drainage work is beginning at Trivet Park to mitigate the pooling water that we're getting there. That's going to occur on Thursday, the 28th of this week. We had a meeting on Country Club and Nelson Place. That work is going to start tomorrow, actually, on the 26th, and they said that will take them 1 month. June 25th is the last date for completion on those two roads. And we already announced bi-weekly garbage pickup. A couple of notes on our developments around town. I stopped to see Larkin's property, which is the corner of Church Mall and Morris Avenue. Charlie just wanted to be sure that he had any forms that had to be filled out, any paperwork that had to be done, so that he can get his COs and start renting within the next month and a half. So he seems to be doing very well. Mike Disco and I were at the Gomes property several times this week. They had a delay on steel delivery because the steel guy in Patterson, there was a water main break and he couldn't make a delivery. We're supposed to get steel delivered more this week. That is going to go from, what you see now on the Caldwell side, it's going to continue going up towards Morris Avenue. I don't know if anybody's looked, but you see the elevator shafts, the block work has been going on. The next step is they're going to come in, they're going to lay concrete in the Caldwell area side, and also on the Center Street side, if anybody's seen, they've leveled that out, and they're going to start putting the footings in for the ground parking there, and then the building above it. So that will be done this week, the groundwork there. I spoke to our friends over at Garden Homes on the Metropolitan, the old Saks property. They filed their permits for the first 2 townhomes this week. Subs have been hired. The foundations will be done in June. There's a gas main that needs to be moved they're working on now that runs through the center of the property. Earthwork is mostly complete. Utilities, the pipe work is going to start next week. One thing we ran into that was very interesting is, believe it or not, New Jersey does not require sprinklers on the 3rd floor of a townhouse. Fire separation is needed only. Now, New York and Pennsylvania, it's different. You have to have sprinklers. We spoke to Garden Homes about it. We said, would you do us a favor, take a look at it? You know, I think we'd all kind of feel better. They looked at it and they said, you know what, the cost of it was insignificant because of the cost of lumber right now, the fire separations they had to do, so they're going to put sprinklers in. It's not a selling point for them, but I think for us as a township, I think it's a nice thing to do. I think it'll make us feel much better. By the end of June, all the full architectural prints will be done for the main building. The foundation will be done in August and September. The parking garage is scheduled to be done October 1st. So that's where we are on them. Are there any questions or comments from anyone?
Yes, on the pool,
Yes.
people aren't around this weekend that can sign, that paid and all that. They can get their badges anytime, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure.
And I told Committeeman Huber, one of the things that we looked at the pool, just to kind of let you guys know, in between the parking lot and the sidewalk in front of the building, we had originally left a strip of soil that was planted with some ground covers and stuff. It was nothing but weeds. And it just was making a bunch of work. So I spoke to Robbie the other day, Betcher, our DPW supervisor. We ended up getting someone in and we cemented that whole strip. So now we don't have to worry about weeding it. We were going to stone it. We said, you know what, bad idea. Somebody's going to trip over it. So we had it all cemented. So it looks 100% better.
So we are going to be, there are going to be private parties going on there this summer, it sounded like you said?
There is the availability.
Awesome.
Yes.
And my 8-year-old made a point of asking if they were going to be doing float night like the pool usually did. So I reached out and talked to some, and they're looking into it, and it sounds like they're probably going to try to maintain the stuff that's been done in the past at the pool. So they were happy with the suggestion because,
Yeah.
you know, they were unaware of that kind of stuff, so.
So far, I mean, the Y has been
Very
been a
good.
good partner.
Yeah.
Hopefully the summer goes well and everybody's pleased when we're all done.
Yep.
I just had 2 comments. Comment number 1 is I'd like to commend both the mayor and the township administrator for the added page on the website about the administrator's report. I think it was well received. I've gotten a lot of comments on it, and the current headlines of Springfield is definitely something that people are starting to look at, get to know another avenue of information. The second one is I wanted to recommend perhaps me and Deputy Mayor Kaiser as administration, talking with the mayor and perhaps the administrator. You know, last year, obviously, we had the pandemic and we had everything on Zoom and we had things very limited. But now that, you know, the governor has released the mask mandate and there's several, the numbers are, the bad numbers are lowering for COVID and the gathering numbers are rising, perhaps it's an opportunity for us to discuss the supervisors perhaps attending the township committee meetings moving forward. I know that, you know, we told them to stay home and be available on Zoom, but I think, and I don't think I have to tell anybody up here or on the dais below, that having the supervisors here to answer direct questions, due respect to the administrator, I think is helpful for everybody. So maybe perhaps we can engage in that conversation for the next meeting, or, you know, some type of requirement for the supervisors to resume coming to meetings.
I would like to make a recommendation, if I may. Maybe we could look at not bringing them all in for every meeting. Maybe we could split them within the month.
Sure.
3 on the first meeting, 3 on the second meeting.
Sure. We can certainly talk offline about that, but I just
Perfect.
wanted to bring it forward that I
Yep.
think it's time for them to resume.
Not a problem. Since you brought up the webpage, if I could just make one comment for you, we're looking at doing some work on it, actually. We're still, we looked at it the other day. It's still kind of jumbled. It's just not kind of what we would like. So we're trying with our new public information officer to see if we can clean it up. We're looking at possibly changing the orange to something like the blue that's in the courtroom here. So just to try to jazz it up. And some of the pictures we looked at, we have pictures on there that aren't of Springfield. What's the point? So we're going to try
I know.
to change the pictures so it's something that makes sense to people.
Some of that stuff needs to be deleted and cleaned up.
Yeah,
right?
we're working on it.
And I think we went into the project with, the new website being the new website 1.0, meaning always being updated. So absolutely, I think any work towards the future would be very beneficial for all.
100%.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, if we got nothing else, we are going to go to, we got Scott or Mike here? No? No. All right, I don't believe there was any new bid information anyway. I'm fairly certain there's not. We're going to go to finance,
Okay.
and we're going to pay some bills.
I'll make a motion to accept the payroll and invoices for the period of May 13th through May 25th, 2021, in the amount of $4,551,673.70.
I second.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman DuBois? Yes. Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Hey, one question I gotta ask is, are we still on schedule with taxes and all that? Are we
Yes.
where we were? We
Yes.
just been in the last couple of years?
And everybody should have the revenue report comparison and the summary budget account status in your files.
Correct.
Okay.
Minutes and
Move on to, we have nothing under minutes or reports. New business. We have one for a second reading.
Ordinance 2021-15. This ordinance amends the Township Code at Chapter 7 to modify and supplement the township's traffic regulations governing time limits.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve ordinance 2021-15 for second reading as read by Madam Clerk and publicized in the local source May 27th, 2021.
second.
Public comment?
Public comment.
Public comment.
Public comment, anybody? 973-232-4442. 973-232-4442. We have a 30-second delay, so do we have anybody with public comment up here? This is, as Mr. Groder asked before, this is just for Morris Avenue corridor. This is so if you go out to dinner and you have some business to conduct, you don't have to worry about a 1-hour parking. You can eat your dinner in peace, and 2 hours we went to, right?
Yes.
2 hours. So you have plenty of time. 30 seconds is up, and I do not have any calls on this, so we can move on. Any discussion?
No.
Roll call vote, please.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Committeewoman DuBois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
All right, so we have a first reading. We have some resolutions. We will approve them by consent agenda. I will start reading them off. If you want anything pulled, just let me know. Resolutions 2021-152, 2021-153, 2021-154, 2021-155, 2021-156, 2021-157, 2021-158, I'm going to pull. 2021-159.
Oh, we had that.
Oh, we did those already, sorry. And that's it?
Yep. Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion to accept resolutions 2021, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolutions 2021-152 till 2021-157.
Second.
Whoa.
Who got it?
I got it.
High goes to the runner.
Can I run?
Yeah.
Who got second?
We'll find out from Linda.
Roll call.
Yeah, she's the decider.
Sitting in front of me.
Roll call. Linda.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Oh, yes!
And she always says you're her
I
favorite.
know no longer.
She always says Alex is.
Hey, wait a second.
Wow.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Okay, Resolution 2021-158. This resolution ratifies and authorizes the execution of a collective negotiations agreement between the Township of Springfield and the Springfield Policemen's Benevolent Association, Local Number 76, for a time period covering January 1, 2020 through December 31, 2027.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2021-158.
Second.
Oof, didn't even try there. So, the reason I pulled this is because we spoke on the SOA one and the fire one the last time, and we just hadn't gotten all the eggs in the basket to lock down this 158, which was with the RRPBA. These things never go easy, but I have to say, we had some gentlemen cut from a different cloth that handled this. My BA, John Sigalo, our chief, John Cook, our head of our PBA, Officer Trotman, and Officer Agrello. You guys did great. This is our commitment to you guys, a 7-year contract that says we got your back on it, and you know, we're here behind you. You work hard, you deserve it, and I'm just pleased that, as somebody who's been part of these in the past, they're fairly ugly at times, and they can drag out 2, 3, 4 years, and this didn't. And again, thank you for having an open door, and thank you for taking care of your guys, and thank you for taking care of your guys. So, all I got.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a comment on 157, since nobody asked, but only because I'm just not sure that anybody...
Sorry, can we...
Let's approve this one,
Oh,
get this
sorry,
one through.
I thought you were done. Apologies.
Nope.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
157.
Yeah, I
Let's go
just
on.
wanted to make a comment on that, because it's a little bit out of the ordinary. Again, in an attempt to help our local businesses, this was a case where Sophia's put their tent back up. Their dumpsters were right next to the tent. Not a real pleasant situation. So what we've done is we've allowed them actually to use a little bit of our parking lot back there to put their dumpsters on, which they are actually reimbursing the town for, and we did that on a temporary basis. So, again, just trying to support the businesses in town.
Thank you.
Excellent. Before we go any further, 2021-155, since we're doing this, I just want to say I love Pride Month. Adam, you do a great job. It's probably one of the happiest things we ever go
Yep.
to in this thing, where it's just a whole bunch of love for everybody, and I like Pride Month. That's what I'm going to say about that.
We're doing the flags soon enough. Adam's in the process of figuring that out, and
Okay.
there'll be an event to follow. A lot of, entities are pushing their events back, I guess. They were still questioning what was going on. So I don't think we're doing anything event-wise in June. I think it's gonna be a little later on, from what I understand, but we're gonna still do the flag raising like we always do. And like you said, we did the first one when I was mayor, and it was like the biggest turnout of anything.
Ever, yep.
It was amazing. Every time the video comes up in my Facebook memories, I get so excited. Last year, the movie was awesome. It wasn't as largely attended, but it was just a beautiful night. The sky was this interesting cotton candy color over everything. The performances from front and center are always amazing. It's nice that we've kind of partnered with them on this, and Adam does a tremendous job on this, and the support of all of you guys, because you've all been here for all of them, has been tremendous, so that's appreciated, and I'm glad that we keep doing it. I think it means a lot to the community. It means a lot to young people in our community, and I think that's what matters most, so I'm glad that we're continuing every year.
Well, I just want to say something for you. All of us have our own interests, for the most part. And I think the 5 of us balance each other out fairly well. Everybody has their own kind of niche. And, man, we couldn't function without you. No, seriously, because these programs are not something that, I can tell you, I'm not geared to organize these things. And the fact that you do it, we need you drastically, and we're thankful that we have you, to do all of these things, because they are important, because we have so many different people in this town, so thank you.
Thank you. I thank you guys for always being supportive, because you don't have to be, and you are, and you always show, all of you always show up, and you get my random text, hey, I have an idea, and all of you, John included, Adam included, oh, where's Erica? She just texted me with another idea, and you guys are always supportive,
I
and
want to
it's
have
awesome.
a hot air balloon over racism.
Flying monkeys, can we have a township flying monkey parade? No, we're not having a township monkey flying monkey parade. That would be cool, though.
But thank you from us. Discussion and action item.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to approve the request from Temple Beth Am Israel to waive all inspection permit fees associated with backflow preventer annual inspection at 60 Temple Drive in the amount of $100.
Second.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Weber?
Yes.
But they still have to apply for the permit.
Yeah.
Sure.
We have correspondence from Cranford on the final adoption of ordinance 2021-07, amends code at chapter 255, article 5, use of regulations for neighborhood commercial zone. We have the Rawway River flood mitigation project.
I wonder what amazing person wrote that letter.
Well, so let me get to that one, which is a letter to New Jersey Senate and General Assembly from legislative districts 27, 22, 21, and 20. And that letter was written by our very own Deputy Mayor, Alex Kaiser,
Thank you,
who
sir.
is working very hard to make the Army Corps of Engineers see things in a different light. Is that a fair way to say it?
Yeah.
It's a nice way to say it.
I've been working on that since I started. No, I met with the Army Corps of Engineers in New York City. They had a big meeting. I think it was my first year on here. First or second, whatever it was. But it was just, and then they changed their mind, and it was back and forth, back and forth. That's good, Alex.
It's still going on, and no, I don't know if there's an end in sight, but we're certainly in the right direction.
We appreciate the efforts.
Yeah, honestly, it affects a lot. You look how many towns, you're
It's 8 towns.
thousands of people.
Yeah, 8 towns, so it's a big
So-
project.
So they did mention, I have to tell you that I did attend the meeting the other day, and they did mention your letter, and they were very thankful to you and Assemblyman McKeon. And good job on that one. Then we have Summit Ordinance 20-3235, which is amending zoning and development regulations, which is final. So let's move on to public comment. Any governmental issue at all.
Step on.
973-232-4442, 973-232-4442. I am going to be highly disappointed if Mr. Bartosh does not come up here and have a comment right
I
now.
don't have a word to say.
Hold on.
Because you never answered the 5 questions that
I
I sent in
did answer.
last meeting.
I did answer
You
that.
did.
No, you didn't.
All right, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
But
Let's
what
step on.
you kind of,
Not one.
what I,
Yeah,
but,
wait,
hold on. But what I wanted to say, before you were going to say anything, if you did come up here, the one thing I did want to say is thank you very, very much for your service.
Thank you.
It is appreciated.
I love seeing your face on our Hometown Heroes banner.
Absolutely.
Hold on, I'm going to pull up these questions because I know I answered them.
All right,
Go ahead,
Schroeder.
Mr. Schroeder.
A quick one.
Name?
I state your name, oh, that's Animal House. Bob Groder, 98 Washington Avenue.
And that never gets old either.
Never.
Never, never.
I actually just want to make a statement, actually. Erica, I want to thank you for getting things going in this town with diversification. We're very different politically, but we're very equal in thoughts when it comes to human rights, and I want to thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, I
I don't have
appreciate
any
it.
questions, I just want to thank you.
Thank you, and I
Thank
appreciate
you.
our
That's a
dialogue.
great
'cause
comment.
Because
We
we're very
sometimes,
different.
but we're not, but we are, but we're not.
different when it comes to people's rights, and I think it's important that we continue to try and keep the fight going.
I appreciate that, that means a lot, thank you.
You're welcome.
great
That was
comment.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
guys got me all emotional today.
I'm gonna go, I did answer them. We did. I really did, I tell you I did.
It was the basketball.
Basketball hoops.
Yep.
It
Ice
was the
skating
truck
rink.
study.
No answer from Committeeman Huber. No explanation, no nothing.
Well,
Yeah, you got.
Come on up.
Come up.
Well, I don't want to say anything else.
Okay.
Well, do you know why the baskets were taken
I
down?
have no idea.
You don't? You've been in this town long enough.
Doesn't make any
There
difference.
were people coming in this town that were,
I have no idea why they were taking.
how can I put it
All right,
diplomatically?
we'll, yeah.
Why?
Well,
Because
here's what happened, hold on.
wait, hold on.
Come on up, and I'll tell you the answer. Come on up. Seriously, come on up. All I need to do is state your name, all I need is to state your name and your address, and I will tell you what's going on.
Mike Bartosh, 77 Tudor Court.
All right, so the basketball hoops have been looked at. We have all talked about restoring these hoops. We have a balance between homeowners who pay a nice amount of taxes around these hoops, and they deserve a quiet quality of life, and they don't want to come out and have their streets filled with, people screaming and shouting and stuff like that. And on the other hand, that's what a basketball hoop is for, and that's what a park is for, and we haven't found the balance.
No,
here.
there's also, if I recall, and personally, I'm for starting to restore and
Yeah.
relook at this, so I'm putting that out there. I'm
Absolutely.
open to it. But I do remember Rich brought up the point, and I wasn't aware because I wasn't on here, is that there were then complaints, not from residents and homeowners who bought a house by a park, but from our own kids in town who would go and who were precluded because a full-on game was occurring from people out of town.
I think we could try to figure out a way to start restoring
There's-
a little bit.
People-
Other towns have them, nice towns. Like, if you drive through surrounding towns, every town's got a few of them, but we just have to figure out a way
we
to
have
do it.
two.
We do have to.
Here too.
That's
We
not
have-
enough.
my-
We-
We-
I-
and
I
I-
like that.
You got one.
We have one, the
Two.
county one, that's the county
The other one is
not us.
county.
Yeah.
All right, but Mike, also.
And it opens up opportunities to have basketball programs in the summer outdoors. We missed an entire season because we as a town don't have courts. We couldn't run any programs for kids because we didn't have courts. So it's, not often that you're gonna have a pandemic, but other towns are able to do it. I think we could figure out doing it. We've talked about different things.
People were
Not
cha-
everywhere, but
Eric, I agree with you 100%.
But people were changing in the bushes by the.
I think
that,
there's
and
ways to address
We
it.
didn't want little kids on that. I'm sorry, I would always vote against it. One hoop is enough.
But it's tried, and before I was on here, we're talking a long time ago, before I was on here, which is probably now over 4 years, they made a change to Henshaw Park to try to minimize crowds by putting one half court on one end and two smaller
Which makes us look
basketballs
ridiculous.
on the other.
to the basketball community
But-
of Union County, we're a
but-
laughing stock. But I
but-
think we could figure out.
Hold on. But there's still 20, 25 people that congregate on that court. Regardless of how you try to set it up, they are still going to come and people are still going to congregate.
Right, Chief, did we used to get complaints every day about the courts over by, I don't know the name of the park. Oh, that's by
Smithfield
the
and
Union line, the Union line.
Laurel as well.
What?
Yeah, Smithfield and Laurel as well.
Yeah, we were always getting complaints. That's the only reason.
I know we weren't on a committee at that time, and I'm not trying to minimize those complaints, but we're like the only town who doesn't have courts. If you go to Short Hills, if you go to Garwood, if you go to Cranford, if you go to Westfield, they have figured it out somehow. Maybe it's a location thing, maybe it has to be a little far more removed from whatever, but I think we should have a couple of courts. We don't have to have 17 courts, but I think we should have a couple. Every other town, unless you can show me that any other town has the same issue and took down all, and I don't think they have, because I drive around and I see them. I think that it's a conversation to have.
I think we should, listen, I think,
No, I think
It's
we're all
warranted a conversation.
in agreement. Hey,
that's the same
I
answer we
think
had last meeting.
issues occurred, and then it's got to be handled differently, and maybe not opening it to all parks at once.
Yeah, exactly, that
But
would,
doing it on a test basis and seeing how it plays out, I'm not opposed to.
You're only depriving your children of playing
I agree.
on a basketball.
You know me, I'm pro sports, so, you
Okay,
know.
Rossner is a full court. The last time I was there were 50 guys there.
Great.
All from Seton Hall University because they weren't allowed to play in their building.
We missed an
because of the
entire season
pandemic.
because of the pandemic.
And
yeah.
every other word out of their mouth was F this, F that, until I politely went over and said to one gentleman, you have 3 young girls that are age 10 sitting right there. Let's stop with the F-bomb.
Did they listen?
They did.
Good. I think that's the message.
So I guess the
it's
solution
possible.
is, instead of somebody saying, let's take down the basketball courts, call the PD up on the phone and have a patrol car go over there.
I'm not opposed.
There-
Mayor Weber and I have talked about
Yeah,
it.
we're looking at possibly having maybe auxiliary cars come around and look at the parks or whatever. It's a little complicated. I mean, you open the box up. We're willing to open the box up again. I can tell you that we are. None of us are opposed to it, but we just got to figure out what is going to be.
I just don't, I don't see, I've talked to, and Rich, I get more than 3 minutes because the chicken lady got 20.
No.
You told me that I can only get 3 minutes when he was asking the questions that I gave him. So, you know, I listened to that 3 or 4 times over, and that put a claw in my throat on what you said.
Oh, what, the basketball? About the basketball?
So getting back to what I was talking about, there is no reason why the children in this town I've spoken to quite a few of them. I've spoken to quite a few of the parents. There is nothing for these kids to do after a certain period of time. The winter time, they don't have anything to do. That's why I brought up the ice skating rink.
That's a whole other ball of wax.
That's a whole
Yeah.
different ball of wax. Has somebody been in touch with the town of Westfield? A gentleman reached out to me and said, well, Westfield is running a deficit. And I said, okay, well, who told you that? And the man couldn't answer me. So my question is, has anybody reached out to the town of Westfield to see if this thing is actually generating revenue for the town? That's the conversation you and I had. He was concerned about the liability. The town has nothing to do with it. It's privately run.
Yeah,
So I don't know where Rich is coming from when he says, oh, the insurance, the liability, we're going to get sued, we're going to do this.
I said, let's get everything
Yeah,
straight.
right.
Mike, let's get everything straight. I said the liability because town property, town owns it. I don't care who runs it. I don't care if John runs it.
Same.
You're gonna sue, I'm suing the town.
At this
Do we have an
point,
attorney?
I think we're
Time's up.
going to close up at this point.
Time's up, I figured as much.
All right. Thank you,
Adios.
sir. If we got nothing else, call for a meeting to adjourn.
Any more
Chief.
comments? We should read it one more time.
Public comments, anybody, 973-232-4442, 973-232-4442. Chief has something?
Yeah, I just wanted to, just to update for those who are interested on the, as far as the complaints we had about speeding, Treetop area, and Washington. So we did a study on Treetop, between the week of May 11th through 19th. 2,300 total vehicles, so the volume is pretty high. But the average speed was 26 miles an hour. There was a high, the highest speed was 45. Probably a speeder, could have been an ambulance, could have been a police car responding. But overall, it's not meeting the criteria for speed tables. Washington, pretty much the same thing. We had done a study in 2018, which had an average speed of 30. Did another one in 2020, and then the recent one in 2021. average speed is 27, so it actually went down a little bit from 18. Again, it does not meet criteria for speed tables. And I want to apologize to you, this is probably the first time I failed to recognize you guys and the efforts and the support that you give me for the department. And you guys have a progressive outlook as far as the not only the department, but the township as a whole. So I do thank you for that, and my apologies for not turning and
No, thank you.
acknowledging you.
Yeah, no thanks needed,
I
Charlie.
want to return a thanks to Chief, because the thank yous got in my head. There's been a lot going on in the town over the last year, a lot of causes that are going on in town, and you've been nothing but supportive to all of these entities and just trying to bring the community together. And I don't know if people know how much work you do behind the scenes in that regard. And I know what you do just because I know the people that you work with. And I just personally want to thank you, and I know they appreciate all of your efforts because you've done a lot. You've always done a lot, but I mean, you really done even more. So it's really appreciated. It's pretty awesome to have you around, so.
Thank you for that. As I say in our mission statement, it's all a partnership.
Yeah.
We're all one big thing here, and so it's not us and them, it's all of us together.
And it really showed. And
That's-
you walk the walk, though. You don't just say, it's not just like blurbs and catchphrases, because you do a lot of work that people have no idea about. And you're always available, and your guys and gals too, because you guys put in a lot of effort that people may not even realize, and it is appreciated, so.
Thank you.
I know for a fact today, as I was going by DMV, Officer Trotman was helping an 85-year-old man this today.
What are you, stalking him? Calm down, bro.
Yeah, well,
That would have scared me. That would have scared me.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth.